How many of you started your day with a delicious egg? Scrambled, fried, maybe in an omelet. Eggs are a staple in so many of our diets, and for good reason. They're packed with protein, vitamins, and minerals, all the good stuff our bodies need, especially as we get a little wiser, shall we say. But here's the thing, even something as seemingly simple and wholesome as an egg can become less beneficial or even harmful if we're not careful. And that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to uncover some common mistakes that can turn this nutritional powerhouse into something that might not be so great for your health. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Harmful? Eggs? I've been eating them my whole life. And that's perfectly understandable. But stick with me, because I'm not saying eggs are inherently bad. What I am saying is that how we prepare them, how we store them, and even how many we eat can make a big difference, especially as our bodies change with age. We want to make sure we're getting all the good stuff from eggs without any of the potential downsides. So, let's dive right in, shall we? Mistake number 1, overcooking your eggs. This is a big one, and it's something I see all the time. We're all busy, and sometimes we just want to get breakfast on the table quickly. But rushing the cooking process can actually rob your eggs of some of their nutritional value. When you overcook an egg, especially the yolk, you can damage some of the healthy fats and antioxidants it contains. Plus, overcooked eggs can become rubbery, dry, and just plain unappetizing. Think about it. That perfectly runny yolk is not just delicious, it's also a sign that the egg hasn't been exposed to excessive heat. That means more of those good nutrients are still intact. Actionable advice: aim for a soft or medium cook on your eggs. Whether you're scrambling, frying, or poaching, keep a close eye on them and remove them from the heat just before they reach your desired level of doneness. They'll continue to cook slightly from the residual heat. For scrambled eggs, cook them low and slow, stirring frequently. For fried eggs, try basting the top with a little butter or oil to keep the yolk moist. And for poached eggs, don't be afraid to experiment with different timings until you find what works best for you. I remember my own grandmother, bless her heart, used to cook her eggs until they were practically hockey pucks. She thought she was being extra careful to kill any bacteria, but she was actually just destroying all the good stuff. I gently suggested she try cooking them a little less, and she was amazed at how much better they tasted and how much easier they were to digest. Mistake number 2, storing eggs incorrectly. This is another common pitfall, and it can have serious consequences. Eggs are delicate, and they need to be stored properly to prevent the growth of harmful bacteria like salmonella. Now, I know we all try to be careful, but sometimes we can get a little lax, especially when we're in a hurry. The biggest mistake I see is storing eggs in the refrigerator door. It seems convenient, right? But the temperature in the door fluctuates every time you open and close the fridge, which can create an environment where bacteria can thrive. Actionable advice: store your eggs in their original carton on a shelf inside the refrigerator, where the temperature is more consistent. And make sure your refrigerator is set to the correct temperature, ideally below 40 degrees Fahrenheit for degrees Celsius. Also, don't wash your eggs before storing them. The washing process can remove the protective coating on the shell, making them more vulnerable to bacteria. I had a friend who got a nasty case of food poisoning from eggs she had stored in the fridge door. It was a miserable experience for her, and it really drove home the importance of proper storage. It's such a simple thing, but it can make a huge difference in your health and well-being. Mistake number 3, ignoring egg allergies or sensitive issues. Now, this might not apply to everyone, but it's important to be aware of. Some people develop egg allergies or sensitivities as they get older. These can manifest in a variety of ways, from mild skin rashes to more serious digestive issues. Sometimes, these sensitivities develop gradually, and you might not even realize that eggs are the culprit. You might just chalk it up to getting older, or have. But if you're experiencing unexplained symptoms after eating eggs, it's worth considering the possibility of an allergy or sensitivity. Actionable advice: pay attention to how your body reacts after eating eggs. If you notice any unusual symptoms, such as skin rashes, hives, digestive problems, or headaches, talk to your doctor or an allergist. They can perform tests to determine if you have an egg allergy or sensitivity. If you do, you may need to limit or eliminate eggs from your diet. There are plenty of other great sources of protein and nutrients out there. My neighbor, bless her heart, had been suffering from chronic stomach aches for years. She tried everything, different diets, medications, you name it. Finally, she went to an allergist who discovered she had developed a mild egg sensitivity. Once she cut back on eggs, her stomach aches disappeared completely. It was a real game changer for her. So, there you have it. 3 common mistakes that can make eggs less healthy than they should be: overcooking, improper storage, and ignoring potential allergies or sensitivities. By avoiding these pitfalls, you can continue to enjoy the many benefits of eggs without any of the potential downsides. Remember, friends, taking care of our health is a lifelong journey. It's about making small, informed choices every day that add up to a big difference in the long run. And that includes how we prepare and enjoy our eggs. Now, before we move on to the next part, I'd love to hear from you. If you're still watching, comment 1. If you're still with me, welcome back everyone. I'm so glad you're still here. We've already covered 3 important mistakes to avoid when it comes to eggs, but we're not done yet. There are a few more things you need to know to make sure you're getting the most out of this incredible food. So, let's jump right back in, shall we? Mistake number 4. Using too much added fat. Eggs themselves are a relatively healthy source of fat, but the way we often prepare them can quickly turn them into a high-fat, high-calorie meal. I'm talking about loading them up with butter, oil, cheese, and other fatty ingredients. Now, I'm not saying you can never enjoy a cheesy omelet or a fried egg with a little butter, but if you're doing it every day, you might be adding unnecessary calories and unhealthy fats to your diet. And as we get older, it becomes even more important to be mindful of our fat intake. Actionable advice: be mindful of the amount of added fat you're using when cooking eggs. Use a non-stick pan to minimize the need for oil or butter. If you do use fat, opt for healthier options like olive oil or avocado oil. And consider adding other flavorful ingredients that don't add a lot of fat, such as vegetables, herbs, and spices. I used to make my eggs with a generous pat of butter every morning. It tasted delicious, but I knew it wasn't the healthiest habit. So, I started experimenting with different ways to cook my eggs without so much butter. I discovered that a little bit of olive oil and some chopped vegetables can make a delicious and satisfying breakfast without all the extra fat. Mistake number 5. Not considering the source of your eggs. Not all eggs are created equal. The way chickens are raised can have a big impact on the nutritional value of their eggs. Eggs from hens that are raised in cramped, unsanitary conditions, and fed a poor diet are likely to be less nutritious than eggs from hens that are raised in a more natural, humane environment. Now, I know that organic or pasture-raised eggs can be more expensive, but they're often worth the investment, especially if you're eating eggs regularly. Actionable advice: look for eggs that are labeled organic, pasture-raised, or free-range. These labels indicate that the hens were raised in a more natural environment and fed a healthier diet. If you can, buy your eggs from a local farmer who you trust. They can tell you exactly how their hens are raised and what they're fed. I started buying my eggs from a local farmer a few years ago, and I've noticed a big difference in the taste and quality. The yolks are richer and more flavorful, and I feel good knowing that I'm supporting a local business and getting eggs from hens that are treated well. Mistake number 6. Eating too many eggs for some people. This is a tricky one because the recommendations on egg consumption have changed over the years. For a long time, we were told to limit our egg intake because of concerns about cholesterol, but recent research has shown that dietary cholesterol has less of an impact on blood cholesterol than we previously thought. For most people, eating a moderate amount of eggs, say 1 or 2 a day, is perfectly healthy. But if you have certain health conditions, such as high cholesterol or heart disease, you might need to be more careful about your egg intake. Actionable advice: talk to your doctor about how many eggs are safe for you to eat. They can take into account your individual health history and risk factors to give you personalized recommendations. And remember, it's not just about the number of eggs you eat. It's also about the overall balance of your diet. Make sure you're eating a variety of healthy foods, including fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and lean protein. My brother, who has high cholesterol, was worried about eating eggs. He talked to his doctor, who told him that he could still enjoy eggs in moderation, as long as he was also following a healthy diet and taking his medication. It was a relief for him to know that he didn't have to give up eggs completely. So there you have it. 3 more mistakes to avoid when it comes to eggs. Using too much added fat, not considering the source of your eggs, and eating too many eggs for some people. By being mindful of these things, you can make sure you're getting all the benefits of eggs without any of the potential drawbacks. Remember, friends, it's all about balance and moderation. Enjoy your eggs, but be smart about it. Now, before we move on to the final part, I'd love to hear from you again. Comment too, if you're still watching. Welcome back, everyone. We've made it to the final part of our Eggcellent adventure. We've covered a lot of ground, and I hope you found this information helpful. Let's wrap things up with a few final thoughts and some words of encouragement. We've talked about overcooking eggs, storing them incorrectly, ignoring potential allergies or sensitivities, using too much added fat, not considering the source of your eggs, and eating too many eggs for some people. These are all important things to keep in mind when you're preparing and enjoying this versatile food. But the most important thing is to listen to your body and make choices that are right for you. What works for one person might not work for another. We're all unique, and our bodies have different needs. So, pay attention to how you feel after eating eggs. If you notice any unusual symptoms, talk to your doctor, and don't be afraid to experiment with different ways to prepare your eggs until you find what you enjoy and what makes you feel good. Remember, friends, taking care of our health is a journey, not a destination. It's about making small, sustainable changes that add up to a big difference over time. And that includes how we enjoy our eggs. I want to leave you with a few words of encouragement. Don't be afraid to try new things. Don't be afraid to ask for help. And don't ever give up on your health. You deserve to live a long, healthy, and happy life. And I believe that you can. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel for more videos on senior health and wellness. I love hearing from you, so please leave a comment below and let me know what you thought of this video. What are your favorite ways to enjoy eggs? Do you have any tips or tricks to share? I'm always learning from you. And one last thing, smash subscribe if you want to live your best life after 60. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Comment done if you made it to the end.